special. It's not a traditional way here, as you can tell.
I'm sorry.
We have a couple young boys hanging out till supper. In the true spirit of Joni, and we have some homemade cookies.
Can you close the door? Close the door again? Lisa, come here.
I made it. This is so my mother was got eating me.
For anybody who's not familiar with Joni or the family, and you're just a friend that's come along for the first or second time, this is true Joni. She always shared. She shared everything. She was such a sweetheart. We have candies and we have homemade cookies. This was her recipe. We just enhanced it a little bit with the color of blue. They're not moldy. Please don't think we're that bad.
I don't think your mic's on.
It's echoing.
It sounds good.
There's no bad people about it. I told you, gotta eat it now. There's no take home.
Where's Giovanni? Giovanni's outside driving someone's car.
For you in the back, this is going to be quite a while. I recommend taking a seat.
For you in the back, have a seat.
Mike, you gotta stand up, Mike. Nobody can hear you.
For everybody in the back, this is going to be quite a while. Please take a seat. I recommend.
I recommend.
It's that extensive. Everybody in front?
Oh, they're okay. They're used to standing. They're security.
I recommend.
Yeah,
You're okay. You're not in the way.
You got a pee?
You're not in the way.
Oh, you got cookies. Okay, I'll feed you. Hang on.
See, I got to do
All right.
For some of you who
try
were
to get
here
everything
earlier,
in
you've seen a little part of
Monkey shit
Joni
over there.
in her son-in-law and in my brother Frank. For you guys who didn't get to be a part of that, what happened was Joni was a special person in all of our hearts. And Johnny would always sing, and she loved it. Johnny played guitar, and this time Frankie, for the first time in 20 or 30 years, sang the bomb all the way through. And if anybody wants to see the video, come see me after the speech. As for what you don't know, the cousins have gotten together over the last few days to help Gina, Lisa, Michael, and Uncle Joe out quite a bit. One thing that Joni did with us was made us feel extra special, so we wanted to make this a little special for her. We got together with some close family friends and got together some special pieces and came up with a few words to say, so to say. And we titled it. We called this Joni's Heart of Gold Will Live On Forever. Goes a little something like this. To say we lost a family member is just wrong. We experienced, lived, laughed, loved, learned from a saint. We must remember the good times, learn from our mistakes, and move on as one to cherish the life that Joni stood for and lived by each and every day. Before I go on any further, though, my aunt's going to be upset with me if I don't thank each and every one of you for coming out here today. Thank you all for coming. On August 27th, 1945, Jesus sent us down a saint from heaven. He named her Joan Marie. Born a middle child, Joni had to work hard to survive. But one thing Joni never did was complain. Bobby, Jean, Goody, Gushy, Dee, Linda, Greg, and Jenny can all attest to that. On September 18th, 1965, she married the luckiest man in the world, Joe Santoro. Your shirts will never be ironed the same, but Georgie's going to come pretty close.
Hey, George.
Joni and Joe gave birth to Michael, Gina, Lisa, three of the most loyal and loving kids anyone could ever ask for, each of whom had a different piece of Joni inside of them. Michael. She gave you her eyes and her smile. You just enhanced the smile with those dimples.
And chin.
Gina, we all thought your strength came from your dad.
Thank you.
In reality, Your mom gave you the strength and determination to achieve each and every one of your goals. Princess Lisa. We all know you were given the peace, kindness, and forgiveness that your mom tried to share with each and every one of us. For many of us, one grandchild would be enough. St. Joanie was blessed with 10. Jessica. She would still be smiling at you like she did when she saw you playing under the table with the dog Butch. Jonathan. She loved you the minute she laid eyes on you. The morning you came in, she walked on eggshells. Now I bet you remember, oh boy, Papa's first words to you, just like it was yesterday. Get that fucking hearing out of your ear. Oh my goodness, I forgot about the kids. I'm sorry. Father. Probably scared you just a touch. But that fear went away just as soon as Mama told him, simmer down, Joe. Only how Joanie can do. Brianna? When you came into this world, Joanie floated on air. She told the world, my Michael is a father. Joy Rogers.
Joe boy.
Oh wait, you know Joanie wanted me to say Joe boy.
You gonna ruin all my speeches tonight?
Nobody knows.
Where do I begin? She loved you unconditionally. And when we all heard your speech on Wednesday, you proved to all of us what she already knew. You had love and compassion deep down inside you. Miss Olivia, as beautiful a young lady as you are, Joanie is even more proud to know how beautiful you're making other women feel and look with your eyebrow and eyelash thingy. Gianna. Come on. Wow, what could I say? I thought I bucked the system when I went to Romanville. But Chicago PD, pretty impressive. If you didn't know it by now, your grandma already had it scheduled. 13 weeks from now, all of us to be in our Class A's at your graduation. Joey Cotton. There you are, buddy. I know where you are. You and Joanie shared a special bond that was spiritual like no other. She always told us you were going to defy all the odds, which you did. And you started preparing us for her final goodbye. Bet you're looking up at her now in heaven, huh?
Yeah.
Samantha? Thank you. Sammy Joe? Joanie never said it, but I'm going to say what everybody knows. Your smile is even more beautiful and dimple-filled than your father's. Her Michael. Annalisa? She's probably doing a backflip. You are the determination of your mother and the sweetness of your Aunt Lisa rolled into one. Or tumbled into, I should say. What a perfect combination. Giovanni? I think he's with the police outside. The Norge Wrecker. Did you write this?
I didn't know you guys
What can be said? You're boxing 1 minute, skating the next. But most important of all, you are their inspiration to keep Mama going every day with your sweet voice and well-behaved manners that you only did for her.
I love it.
To all of Joanie's friends from Ridgewood, Wiseby, Dominic, St. Rosalie, and anywhere in between, we are all still your friends because Joanie made it that way. She's such a special person and had a unique relationship with each and every one that made you feel so special inside and one of a kind. But little did all of us know, she had that unique personal relationship with each and every one of us. For anybody that didn't know about Joanie's family, you don't know what you've been missing. Joanie was the most loyal, caring, patient, beautiful, and understanding person for that matter, gentlemen. You too. Speaking about how wonderful she was, I challenge anybody in here to tell me any time you heard a profanity come out of her mouth.
Jesus doesn't like that, Mike. You gotta say sorry.
I love you. Joni loved to minister also. She loved a good blessing. She always would listen to anybody who wanted to get something off their chest. Right, Ma? But she always was the greatest keeper of the secrets. She kept mine. Thank you. You did too, I know. Now that torch is passed down to Nikki. How pecad. We all know that a good man would take the shirt off his back. But Joni was a great woman. Not only would she give you the shirt, but she'd give you her patent black sweater with it. Joni shared everything she had, from clothes to gifts to food, but most important of all, she shared her love. Joni always shared and wanted to make people better. After all these years of hard work, I saw Joni's spirit just the other day in Gina's body. While at the hospital this week, Uncle Joe and Michael bought food for all the family in the waiting room.
Cost them enough.
We were packed in like sardines, elbowing one another to get a second cheek on a chair. Unbeknownst to any of us, when the food came in, it was plenty. Gina sat there watching us eat. Not only was she watching us eat, but she was watching some children from another family there who'd been there for hours. They were starving. Gina's maternal instincts and Joni's spirit kicked in, and the entire room shed a small tear when Gina shared pizza with them. Now, this such great, sweet, wonderful moment was short-lived, because Gina struck up such a good friendship with the little girl. She began FaceTiming the girl's father on her iPad. Gina went on to ask the young girl, "What's your name?" The girl goes, "Buttercup." Without a second to spare, Gina goes, "Well, I'm Reese's." I say this story, and it's true. Just ask Gina and Lisa, because they went to her mom's house later on this week. While they were at their mom's house, what else would they find? An open package of Reese's peanut butter cups. Okay, I'm not done yet. Please, I'm getting close. But how can these words be completed without some input from our friends and family? Since I'm reading, I'm going to go first. All of you cousins know, all of you family members know, Joni's been to a lot of the births of our children and ours. 15 years ago, Joni came to the birth of my oldest son, Austin. While she was there, she told me how wonderful it was to watch her children sleep. It was beautiful, peaceful, and there was nothing like it. I told her she was crazy and she needed to be on medication. 15 years later, I still watch my boys sleep each and every night. And I know some of you do also. Many people told me of Joni's cookies, specifically her knots, which you guys ate, biscottis, potato salads, and so on. None.
She made the pasales.
There you go.
Sales.
That was
Pasales.
her famous cookie.
None will be duplicated. Michael should be up here with me.
I'm just hopping
Michael, I know you didn't get the biscottis recipe. I truly do.
Get it.
But each and every time you have a knot, a pizzelle, a biscotti, potato salad, you know it's not going to taste the same, but you're always going to think of your mother. Speaking of food, she told me the best part of making the raviolis were the scraps. I never understood why, till Uncle Greta and I were talking in the hospital the other day. He described to me how the scraps were so doughy and filled that you just put a little bit of sauce and they tasted even better than the raviolis. I think it was the time he spent with Joni. We immediately asked one another if the other knew how to make her famous linguine and anchovies in the oil. Nope, we didn't know it. Bet all your mouths are watering now. Joni would always know how to get someone to talk or cheer up. Go out to New Star for Chinese and maybe just share a cup of soup. Wait, back up to those cookies. Vince, the milk's a-coming. Christine, did I get it right?
Yep.
Thank you. I bet you can all hear Joan calling down now. Keeping up with the topic of food, does anybody remember Joni's recipe for shiragis? Grandma?
Wait, what is it, Mike? Mike, what is it?
Mike, you read it now. Tell me what it is.
Open the book, Joni not only showed love for her food, but action as well. When she got done shoveling her driveway, she would shovel all the way down the block to the corner. Joni even planned cousins' parties. Little did she know this cousin party would last for a week. It's been going on since Wednesday. Uncle Joe, You're not going to like this, but I'm going to share some of the secrets. When Aunt Joanie used to tell you that Gina and Lisa were staying at the neighbors and studying, they were at the BMX dances. It gets worse. She would even wake Joe Cotton up before you did so he could leave the house when Gina snuck him in. Too soon?
Too soon.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Wait till the speech is done. We would all donate a gift or give something up to have another day with Mummy. Frankie, you sang another La Bamba song. Johnny Rogers would finally given up singing altogether. Gina would finally behave like her mother wanted her to do. Gina, behave. We'd all have a drink and salute to her. Tiki poo poo. Aunt Joanie and Grandma would even split a beer. Yum, just one beer. I know Christine will make one last.
You like that?
I know Christine will
Joey?
make one last batch of Rice Krispies. We would all like to take one last walk with her to work to Dominic's. Even though heaven is so far away, we could all pack into Rosie's car to see if we could see her one more time, if it were possible. Joni's resting in paradise with Jenny, Goody, Dickie, Alexia, and our father.
Our Father. Our Father.
Often we speak of the great ones, whether it be world leaders, sports heroes, legends, or religious figures. Well, our family experienced St. Joanie, the greatest of them all. Grandma, while you may be the matriarch, St. Joanie gave heart, soul, and was the glue of this family. How can this all be complete without a little prayer for Aunt Joanie? God saw you getting tired when a cure was not to be. So he wrapped his arms around you and whispered, "Come to me." And so he gave you rest. God's garden now must be beautiful. He only takes the best. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank you, Michael.